I
where
used to
to
think they didn't know
God.
any better because I was the girl who would constantly say things like, I hate the narrative that women don't support women. Stop
Let's try and
saying that.
change it.
I would always say ignorant women do
Mm.
not support women. But with the world we live in today where information is at your disposal,
You should
and
know
what
better.
pains me is that they come on Twitter and want to sound so
We don't
intellectual. You want
sound.
to sound woke,
Listen,
right?
Twitter is the
So
devil's
I'm
workshop,
like,
man.
if you're going to sound woke,
Twitter,
the
nah,
least you
can
could do
never
is at
be.
least read some books, take some
Educate
trips,
yourself.
educate yourself, because what you're doing is a disservice. We've come way far from the era where women were told what to wear, how to look, what to say, not to even have an opinion. We fought all of that. I mean, there were times in my life where I felt like reading the Bible, especially the New Testament. I used to think that if Paul saw whatever was alive today, I needed to talk to because I thought he hated women. There was no way that guy wasn't misogynist. Like I cannot
I
the
hear
kind
that.
of things he used to
You used
write in
to
the Bible.
say, yeah,
Women shouldn't speak in the open places. I used to be like,
uncle.
you know what I mean? And then to now find that another woman is out there trying to police at what age?
Women.
Don't you even want to grow old?
Mm.
Don't you want to get to my age? I mean, I'm not addressing this person because I don't know who she is.
Yes.
And I feel like I wasn't even offended because it wasn't my Toke she was talking about. Can't be me. It was just Toke.
I said she didn't just put Toke.
There's a
Could have been
million
any,
and one Tokes out
exactly.
there, so can't be me. Because,
Facts.
honey, let me tell you something if you ever get to watch this, because I will actually address you. Listen, my 30s were my golden years.
Come on.
I made so much money in my 30s. I don't want to be 20. I don't want to be 27 because I didn't know what I was doing. In my 30s, I became an author. In my 30s, I became a radio presenter, a television presenter.
Come
I
on.
made so much money. I built an empire and launched products while I was a baddie.
Okay.
Honey, boo.
And still a baddie.
I'm still a baddie and I'm going to be one when I'm
Come on.
50, 60, 80, 90, and 100.
Period.
Okay? That being said, it's all love and light, baby. I don't really care. Hi guys, welcome to yet another episode of Toke Moments. Bimbo and I were chatting before the camera started rolling.
Hi.
And Shadeborough, someone sent me a post on Shadeborough, and then I went on Twitter and I looked, and I saw there was a whole conversation where this ignorant woman, for lack of a better word, came out to say she believes that, after a certain age, 27 was the age that she said you shouldn't be, if you're a baddie after 27, you failed at life. And I think, do you want people to die before they're 30? How many people are actually accomplished before 30? Let's be real.
I think again, and it goes back to, first of all, Twitter is literally the devil's workshop.
I'm going to wear my sunglasses.
And I just go on Twitter to just write what I want and then get it. I don't even read people's tweets. I don't care. But based off of that, I mean, again, people are allowed to have their own opinions. I think where it becomes a problem, like you said, is where you start to tag people in it. It's okay to just say, I just feel like if you're in your 20s, late 20s, and you're still being a body, you can say it, but then you not put Toke, this person, that person, that person. It's really not that deep.
Why does there have to be an age for a woman to behave as a mature?
There's first of that. You know what? Again, I don't think you're insecure. I honestly don't think you are. I think you just don't know better, or you were just bored and just felt the need to just say and spew nonsense. Because what's the name of that lady? I can't remember her. During COVID, there was this older granny that was trending. She used to be on Twitter. She used to dress up. No, she's
an actual granny.
She's a granny. I think she was in her 90s. Baddie Winkle.
Oh yeah, she's still alive.
She's still alive.
Yeah, I love her. She's 102 now.
Listen, I think she calls herself a baddie.
Yeah.
She became popular in her late 80s.
During COVID, we got to know her.
From fashion, trending, airing her opinions. Are you trying to tell me that if she comes on this platform now and calls herself a certified baddie, you're going to tell her, no, ma'am, that was like, what, 40 years ago?
You should have retired that 40
It doesn't make sense, especially with things so petty as the word baddie. Let people be happy.
What does that even mean? When people say that, I think that, maybe she was misconstrued. Maybe in fairness, what she was trying to say
everybody has different interpretation.
Like maybe have your shit together before 30. Is that what she's trying to say?
Listen.
But then if you're trying to say that and then you kind of put, I don't know the Toke you're talking about, because that can't be my Toke, because my shit is like piping hot and together.
Period.
Sweetie.
I think even trying to break down baddie is different. It's different. It means different things to different people. That word is so vague. For some people, a baddie is somebody whose body is banging. For some people, a baddie is somebody who has an account in order. For some people, a baddie is someone who just has a fine face. For some people, a baddie is someone who has,
what's so weird?
All of
I
it.
tick all those boxes.
Period. Come on. You see, that's the thing with TM. It's always the confidence for me.
I tick all those. Face card never declines. Ow!
It's a Scorpio thing.
Account not declining.
Do you understand what I mean? So at the end of the day, for some people, I guess context is important, but nobody has time. Once you put a number to it, then it's like you're really hating. So I remember the first time I ever heard your name. And I was just like, who's this babe? And then I think I came across your Instagram and I was like, this babe. Okay. She does radio. She's always talking. Okay. Next thing it was about the divorce. This babe. Next thing is that she's on there, but this babe. I'm like, who is this? This TM babe, Sha? Okay. Everybody's always shouting, she's this, she's that, she's this, that. You know, when you just hear about someone from different people. Yeah. And again, if you know me, then you know me. I'm one of those people where if I don't know you personally, I try not to have an opinion about you.
I think it's a Scorpio thing. We're so
I really don't. I really tried. I'll see you outside and I'll say hi. Yeah. But that's it. Yeah. Until I vibe with your energy, right? And I remember the first time I reached out concerning trying to work with you. Yeah. I reached out to Andrea. It was during Sugar Rush.
Oh, yeah. That was the first time.
And I called her and I was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, okay, cool. And then you came on set. And I remember just feeling your energy. And I remember just the entire production and how you came on set every time. And I was like, this is really interesting. She's completely not beside to try bust. Sorry, guys, I speak pidgin.
I always speak pidgin over here.
Not beside to try bust your brain, right? But for me, again, it just felt like there's the image and there's the persona that people tend to assume. Yeah. And then there's the person. And for me, when it came to you, I honestly don't feel like you are a split personality. It's the same way I tell people that with me, I'm constantly consistent. What you see is what you get. Yeah. It's not, oh, Bimbo is different with T and Bimbo is different with another person. It's the same thing. Yeah. And so I saw you and I realized if there was one thing that was true, my girl liked to be pretty, period. She liked finding things, period. And so every time I sat down and we interacted on set, you were very free with everyone. You would laugh. I have videos of you till today, dancing and shaking your bum on set inside that bathtub. Yeah. That stupid scene. And it was all day. And I just kept on thinking, this is very interesting. Yeah. Because based off of what the people narrative expect, is out there, right? Yeah. Both from bloggers and from people. It's like, this is very interesting. And I remember leaving and saying, it'd be interesting to see this baby in a different light. And that's why when Glamour Girls came, and myself and Charles were having that conversation. And I called you. And I remember till today, I keep telling, well, not everyone, but I'll say publicly now, only the producers I worked with know. Yeah. I was like, TM was literally the least problematic person on that set. There were times when, and girl, shit hit the fan real quick. But you always held your cool. And for me, again, things like that matter. Yeah. Because for me, I judge people based on character. Yeah. Not based on what I see on the outside. Yeah. And so I guess I'm coming on here to just give you your flowers real quick to say.
This smells so lovely.
You're definitely beyond the exterior. People tend to be a bit jarred. And I'm using the positive side of intimidated here. The positive side, please focus on that. When they are around, they smell, they feel people who have audacity.
Yeah. Ooh. Say that again. That's word on marble. People tend to be a bit jarred. They tend to be
jarred. They tend to be very intimidated, the positive side of it. Yes. When they are around, they smell, they feel, they see. Because there's a light. And we all have it. We all have lights, first of all. Everybody has lights. Yeah. You decide whether your light is bright or is dim. Yeah. Yeah. But everybody has a light. And so when you see people who are audacious, especially for people who are not, for them it's the how dare you?
I think I've experienced.
And as opposed to asking themselves, why can't I feel
or
that
why
way?
Shouldn't I?
It's like, why should you? Yeah. And so that's where the comes in. Yeah.
Yeah. And guys, I can tell you that sometimes when I watch Beyonce, I kind of feel like that about her sometimes. And I have to now correct myself to say, God gave the two of you 24 hours.
Exactly.
Why are you out here looking at her thinking? Sometimes I'll be like, this babe, does she really worship the devil? Wow. This babe. And I have to stop myself from being like, okay. She has 24 hours. You have 24 hours. It's not her fault that
what are you doing with it?
At 10 o'clock in the morning and she's up at 4 a.m. having oats, dancing, practicing. Like, it's not her fault that she's audacious enough
that's literally, to go after it's not just confidence, guys. It's audacity. Yeah. And not a lot of people have it. Yeah. And what I'm saying here is not anything deep. It's just perspective shift. Yeah. Once you get it, trust me, there's so many people, both influencers, even ordinary people in your life that you know, that you just can't stand and you can't explain why. This babe, I just don't like her. Why?
Yeah.
This guy, I just can't stand him.
And if you ask them, they never have a reason why.
That's what
it's
it
like,
is.
Okay, so what is person doing? It's just like,
it's just the audacity. Like, how dare you be confident enough to be who you are? Yeah. And that confidence, again, doesn't mean that Toke is not aware or that I'm not aware that I'm flawed. It's the fact that I've been able to own both my flaws and my perfection, where I'm saying that the only person that I want to judge me now and that I use as a yardstick
It's God. Guess what, sis?
All of you.
What changes?
Go.
Have you met the new TM?
Please,
when you come
introduce
and
her
tell me
to
things
me.
like, I heard, right from the time I never even send anybody, Papa. I've never even sent right from. I think that's the reason why people always they are just always on the floor, because after one, they're like, this babe. I know they send, but I think I've also come to a dangerous level of self-awareness, self-assurance. That didn't come from good things happening to me. Came from picking up myself after each failure, to the point that I realized that when you hit rock bottom, where left is there to go, my sister? You can't shame the shameless.
You really can't.
Oh boy, I've seen it all. Do you understand? So when you get to that dangerous level of freedom, you become... Shori, when someone comes to tell me, I heard this person said, do you know what my response is always to them? They always laugh.
They say it's true.
I said, no, they've not even told you no. So maybe someone comes to say, why did you stop being friends with this person? Happened to me 3 days ago. Someone called me really thinking that she was going to hear my side of the story.
Profound.
Bimbo, do you know when she finished telling me what she heard? Do you know what I said? I said, is that what they told you? Oh my, I didn't know. I said, in your burukunimi, I'm a terrible person. So can I have peace right now? I have owned it. The only person I'm begging for mercy is God. So let me tell you what, I am bad. I am horrible. I am a horrible friend. As long as being horrible makes me have peace at this point in my life, I will take it.
Listen, that's the end goal.
But it's what you're saying about that audacity and how people can easily... I feel like for time immemorial, we're always told who to be, how to be, and we're always trying to box women. And then when you now find a woman who is saying, I'm not going to live within these lines, I'm going to do me. It doesn't matter if it works or it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, as people are laughing at me, I laugh at myself too.
Period. I'm telling you. And it's
you know this.
It's healthy. You literally should do it.
Do you remember one time when the photograph came? They put a picture I think it was during the New Year, and I was wearing this skirt, and my bum really looked ill. Like, it trended for days, and people probably thought I would be sad. Oh boy, I looked at the picture and I thought,
you laughed. Say, wait till apple.
Okay,
you said no try. No. And
I feel like when I can laugh at myself, I take the power away from people. There's nothing you can say that can necessarily hurt me to the point that I will feel ashamed, because, I've owned every single thing I've done in this life.
I agree.
I've
with your chest.
With my full chest.
That's it.
You get?
That's it.
Not that everything you hear about me is true. Boy, calm down. Some of them, they be lying. But the things that I've
disclaimer.
done... I don't... Yeah, I'm quick to say that, you know what? This is me. And I feel like I'm still... I even don't like when people do this whole role model thing, where they're like trying to make famous people their role models.
Bro. I don't be doing that. Like, can you mentor me? I'm like, listen, I'm trying to still mentor myself, because mastering oneself is like, it's ongoing. Even this self-awareness that we're talking about is so humbling and so self-stripping. I give grace to people. I always let excesses happen until when I spot it. When I spot it, and then I shut it down. And so now having to go through that kind of life, and then now realizing that you have people around you, but I don't like to tell people things. Not because I don't want to. It's because I genuinely think, why burden you?
Yeah.
And that's where my struggle is with vulnerability. It's not because I'm like, TM is probably dealing with way bigger shit than me. She probably just hasn't told me yet. So instead, I sit down with myself and I beat myself up.
Yeah, but I think that, and I'm happy we said that, but I feel like it's also one of those, when we're talking about self-development and self-growth, that you have to work on, because no man is an island. And girl, like, listen, there's nothing like
being able to vent
in a safe space.
Yes.
Because see, this mental health thing,
no, never.
Because it's deep. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like sometimes when you internalize so much, you come into conclusions that might not even be. You know how you say you are starting a fight with yourself, arguing with yourself, shouting and storming out on yourself, getting to solution by yourself, and it's like, do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So my prayer for you is for God to surround you with like-minded people. God to finish the work that He started in you, so that if He surrounds you with the people who you're safest with, you begin to enjoy how beautiful it is to be vulnerable. I don't regret being vulnerable in my life. Even with men. I have gone through places.
That's the vulnerable I
used to be.
Not with emotions. That's what I was about to say.
No.
Oh, no. I have a best friend. I have a sister.
Yeah.
So I do. This vulnerability I'm talking about is, I don't know how to explain it. The vulnerable side I'm talking about is with myself. So, for example, you see me when I work. You know how cutthroat I am, right? And so it's going back in the darkness of my safe space and unpacking and saying, okay, could my tone have been a bit softer towards this person? That's the struggle I struggle with, where I feel always conflicted in how much of myself and how assertive of myself can I be. I genuinely believe that I have many, and I'm still finding all my purpose, but one of it is to be a mother. I genuinely believe that. And the kind of person that I am, both how I was raised and what I've come to shape myself and my thinking around, is that I want to have a kid, and I don't want kids out of wedlock. I just don't want it. At least for now. I don't know how I'll feel next year, and that's fine. So based off of that, I do want to get married. I also know that I want to be married because I genuinely feel like there's so much I can offer.
I've never looked at it like that when you say so much you can offer a man.
No, there is. And when I mean offer, I mean in terms of, I believe I'm a person of substance and value.
Girl,
right?
Preach.
And so based off of that alone, I know what I bring to the table. Just even with my network. No, this table. And when I mean table, my table, this table is small. This table big.
Yeah.
So even just in my network, with my friendships, with my relationships with people. And it's like if I can sow so much seeds into your lives as well. Now imagine when I meet this amazing man. This king. And he meets this queen.
Oof.
And then we decide that we want to build this castle together. Unstoppable.
Oof.
And then we now raise amazing children and impact such legacy. Because you see, when my dad was... I'm doing this not because I'm even emotional about it. It's because my mom going to see this and she go, my mom will be watching everything on YouTube.
My parents too.
She about to call me now, like, why would you talk about this on somebody's platform?
Somebody sent my parents my outfits to Usher. Oh, my dad really read my behind.
Oh, they be doing that.
They got forwarded the message. My dad was like,
what are you wearing?
Why will you do this?
Wow.
You know the home you come from.
Because that video, Toke, that video was raging. And you know why I like that video? A lot of people didn't get it.
I love you, Dad.
But yeah. And so just based off of that, when my dad, when my dad was in his last few days, before he stopped speaking, he said things that were very profound. And one of it I took was, when I die, what will people say about me? And then I didn't get it. And so I remember my dad's funeral time and my siblings coming from America, and we're sitting down in the evening, the first night, and we go and bring the register where everybody,
Right.
And I've told this to a friend on live before. If you've ever lost someone and you're broken, which you would be, and you don't know what to do, find solace in taking that register and reading. That's how you know the legacy that the person left. As the person's child, I'm like, my father was a good man. And I know he was good. He loved God. So I know he's going to heaven. But when you read what people have to say about this man, the conviction you have is stronger.
Yeah.
And so for me, that's what gave me the strength to be able to pass through that entire ordeal of his funeral. And I never lost that. What will people say about me? And so I really want to raise amazing children and instill great legacies to them. I keep telling people, someone asked me the other day, what's my biggest fear? I said, it's not dying, because now that I've seen my dad die, I know we're all going to die. It's leaving this world without impacting people. Now, impact is different to people. You decide what it is. And so for me, it's that. And that's why I get really conflicted, like Tolani says, with this whole mentoring, not mentoring, because I don't buy into it. And so that's why even my lives, if you've ever been on my Instagram live, people will tell you, everybody leaves very changed. For me, that's my 2 cents of how I'm giving back. Where I make my space available. Let's talk. A 50-year-old woman came on my live and she was crying. She's like, Bimbo, I was in a terrible marriage. I had to flee to London 4 years ago with my kids. My mother died last week. I could not go for her funeral. I am crushed. I don't know what to do. This woman saw me through. She helped me smuggle me and my children out of my husband's house, and I could not go for a funeral. I am crumbled. And that's what I told her.
Man's going to arrest her or something.
No, I think she just didn't want to be in that space anymore. I don't know what the situation is. You could tell that for her not to be able to go back, it must be really traumatic and it must be big. And so I just told her, I said, listen, tell your siblings.
How does love even get there?
It's okay. Let's not even go there.
Yeah.
I said, tell your siblings to send you this registry. Read it and let me know. She sent me a DM. She said, Bimbola, I just want to bless you. This has been the best thing that anyone has ever advised me.
She didn't go to her mother's funeral because of the man she married?
She couldn't.
People be going through things.
She couldn't.
Girl.
She couldn't. I didn't want to ask.
You know that more and more.
But,
I think
a lot is going on.
When I hear some kind of stories, I be like, yeah.
Waiting this up.
Waiting this up.
No, things they happen. No, things they happen. And that's why they'll tell you, anybody that sound will tell you that one of the greatest mistakes you can ever make in life is marrying the wrong person.
Pastor Lukoya says that all the time.
No, it's a truthful thing.
He says the most mistake a man or a woman can make is choosing the wrong partner.
No, literally, because you see, your life is in seasons, right? And now imagine that marriage is something that you want in your cards. Now imagine if you marry the wrong person. You don't know how long that season is going to be. And you're now in misery.
But I think that the problem is that a lot of people also look forward to like the wedding day and not the
actual no.
marriage.
Let's not even get into that here. By the time we get into that, the other day someone was complaining to me, I'm tired. Oh, this Jada thing, this Will thing, I'm just tired. Marriage is breaking left and right and center.
I'm curious to know what you think about it.
Girl, listen, what I think about it is this. I don't even care about them. I keep telling people, let me tell you why. I think we get so caught up in the times that we're in with how we worship and idolize so many people. How some people worship and idolize their pastors. Sorry if you're offended. How some people worship and idolize their friends, celebrities. Listen, the only person that you should look up to as your yardstick is God. Any other person is flawed, period.
Point blank. You know, at that point in my life, divorce was also the best thing that happened to me when it happened to me, because I just know that wasn't meant to be. Do you know what I mean? So would I get married again?
Oh, hell yeah.
Am I getting married?
Amen. Yes. Period. And that's what I'm saying. It's not the marriage, it's the people. And the people I'm talking about, it's not that two of you weren't good people. It just meant that two of you just were not meant to be for each other. Because if you were, you would still be here. And also, like I always tell people, the loudest noise is always the people empty. Meaning that, and not in the bad way, in the other way, I'm saying the people that speak about divorce the most are the people that are going through divorce. The people that are enjoying their marriages, mom is the word.
They don't really speak about it.
They don't. Because why?
So that thing is true when they say that when people start posting their partners too much in Kokon.
My sister. So, if the shoe fits, wear it. Where we have seen the narrative.
Because I was supposed to me that I don't even post my husband. Not because I don't want to, but because it's not just something I think about. Because our life is more than, it's not for people. So when you see all the people that are posting my love, my king.
They're definitely, well, maybe not everyone, especially if they didn't start like that. Then there's something that they're compensating for.
The Will and Jada used to post themselves a lot.
Did they? Oh, okay. Insta. Listen, I don't know. I just think that also before people get married, a lot of people just need to do a lot of self-growth. And that's to say, like I said, there's so much, you never stop, right? But it's just giving each other grace to know that the person that you married today is going to be different tomorrow. It's going to be different
but that's
next year. No, but that's life. Your sister is not the same sister that you had 10 years ago.
So how come I love her regardless?
Because her growth you've seen and you've appreciated it, even though you might not have grown at the same pace.
So you think the problem is that I don't appreciate the man's growth?
No, you don't. And let me tell you why. It's not that you don't. I think it's the awareness of the fact that sometimes when you're in a partnership, be it man or woman or even in friendships, check it out. Your friends, right? Your closest of friends.
You have expectations.
When you are moving to certain phases in your life, you inform them.
Oh, we don't tell each other in marriage. Is that what you think?
In relationships, people don't. And you need to. Let me tell you why. Because when you first got married, and this is my understanding. This is my understanding here of what I've seen. And like I said, everything I'm saying here is things I've learned from people. When you people get married, you're on the same page, right?
Yeah.
I love you. You love
not
me.
all of them.
No, not all of them.
Some people are married for different reasons. The man is using you. You are using him.
The assumption is that there's an agreement, right? There's an understanding. You're all on the same level. I love you. You love me. We want money. We want children. We want to build a happy home. That's usually how it starts first, right? The wife, okay, I will not work. I will stay home. First 2 years, I'll try and get pregnant. When I have baby, I'm looking after baby. The guy, babe, don't worry. I got you. I'm going to be working. 1 year into it, 2 years into it, maybe she doesn't get pregnant. She's bored of staying at home. It's eating her in. Sorrow. She will not. Instead, maybe she will call Bimbo. Babe, I'm thinking of starting this new business. I've been able to save money, Jerry. So let me just start it on the side. Babe, have you told your husband? Why, I don't need his permission. No, baby, you're lost. I'm not saying are you asking him for permission. Have you just let him know that, listen, you're just bored right now. You want to start a business? No. Let me start it first. Then I'll just let him know. You start it. It starts to do well. Before you know it, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. It's only been 3 months, but you're like, you didn't expect it to go like this. Now, thank God for social media. You forget. Maybe one day, he just sees something somewhere. Maybe he doesn't say anything. Are you seeing problem? Why didn't he say something too? But maybe he's like, this is a joke, no problem. 4 days into it now, maybe he's like, babe, please, I beg, I forgot to drop money for diesel. Can you sort out diesel? I don't have money. I don't have money. Oh, but I saw. Next thing, there's issues, right? Now, nobody's saying that his voice could have been softer, his whatever it is. But the point is, at that moment in time, in which
that
she
anger
chose,
of you not telling.
not even him. Let's forget him for the second. Let's go back to her. You got tired. You both set up something that you started with a great understanding. You were both on the same page. 2 years, get pregnant, stay at home, looking after the home. 2 years after you're not pregnant. That's fine. Life happens. Babe, it's been 2 years. This was our goal. Things are different now. I know that God is going to make it happen when it happens. I just think that, I'm tired of just staying home. You're always working. I know it's not about the money, but I just want to find something to do. I'm really feeling like I can start this thing, so I'm just letting you know. Okay, babe, well, good luck. If you need anything from me, I dare you. That's it. Are you seeing what I'm trying to say? At that moment in time, she's moved to a different season. But imagine when he finds out that she's moved into a different season and he feels like he's been left out of it.
And then some of them now resent you for it.
That's how resent. It's all these little, and I just gave this example just so that people see that it's how these little things start.
When I meet the man, can I be calling you every day to be asking you advice? People, should I tell him?
It's how all these little things start that you just don't seem to realize that it builds up into bigger things.
But sometimes, in fairness, I think I hear you, but I also feel like sometimes we are not appreciative enough. When I use the word appreciative, maybe understanding is what I'm trying to say. We're not understanding enough of the fact that, as I said earlier, we are not from the same cloth. Standard. And even as much as possible, you are trying to say, marry who understands you or who is on your same page. On some certain things,
on
some certain things it can look like we have same visions and goals, but fundamentally, what I'm trying to say, I'll say it in Yoruba and I'll translate to English because I know you guys can be ileti onikalukuti jade oyato, in the sense that our background sometimes different. Do you understand?
No, standard.
Some people came from homes where their family, they didn't know how to raise their voice. They just don't believe in it. Some people came from homes where they watched their mother. Shuri Baba, your father is a useless man. They were a lot of, do you know what I mean? And then when those people come to meet, it takes grace and a special level of more understanding for the man or for the woman to understand that, you know what? I always tell people, it's not every relationship you're in that must lead to marriage.
Oh, no, standard.
There were certain relationships that I've been in my life that character development. I dated one particular person that I will always be grateful for because he taught me one simple lesson. Yesterday's fights must not affect today's communication.
Come on.
I didn't grow up like that.
Yeah.
I grew up in a home full of women. There's a lot of emotions flying around. Mommy's upset yesterday night. She wakes up the next morning. Do you understand? Even in morning devotion, she will talk about what you did
inside the prayer.
Inside the prayer. So I didn't grow up with just...
I agree.
And then dating this guy, I remember one evening, I had like friends coming over during COVID. I don't want to give too much away because I don't want people to know who he is. So, I mean, we're not together anymore. I respect him, whatever. But we were together during that time and I had my girls come round for, I think, karaoke or whatever. And we had this heated fight before my friends walked in. And me, if I'm angry with you, if I'm angry with you, forget even where we're going to, just leave me. just leave me alone. Because it's not what I'm not saying. My composure, my body language, everything just delivers the fact that I'm not in the mood. And then when my friends walked in and I wanted to give him that, nigga just held on to my shoulder, like pressing baby this, baby that. And my mind, Danny, baby. If you don't remove your drag me to the kitchen. I was like, don't do that. As long as I'm the man in your life, we can fight, but they're not going to know.
They don't know, period.
Do you know what I mean? No one's going to know what this is going on. And I was like a child. As soon as he said that, I realized that
calm down.
It took me a bit of, it happened once or twice before I got a hang of it. But this is a guy that we might fight. I will still get it. Have you eaten? He will order food. When I want to talk about other things, he's gone. He's not talking to me. But he taught me that whole
taking care of
yesterday's fight must not affect how we relate with each other. And that's how I've now become even in my relationship. Sometimes I will forget. If I'm fighting with my man from last night, I will message him first in the morning before I now realize that this guy really came to my life to... Yeah. But I've changed. It took happening, learning, learning. So what I was trying to say to you, sometimes people are not patient with themselves enough. I didn't mean this guy was caught with me and said it's over. I probably wouldn't have learned the lesson I learned.
I agree.
But it took a couple of things happening. Sometimes even visiting family, his family, or even his sisters are around. We're not talking, but in there, it's like, oh, Toke just did this. Oh, Toke. And once they leave, Onika, we just go to our corner. Like, don't speak to me. But I learned that and I've become that person. So I feel like people don't give each other the grace that we talked about.
You see what that's very important, because there's certain things that nobody gives us. There's no rule book. Even our parents didn't have this. There are no rule books to relationships, to friendships, and I'm realizing that. But if there's one thing that I'm learning that you should learn from now, that you can carry into every season and relationship, and a relationship I'm talking about both friendship and love relationships or whatever, is that grace. Most importantly for yourself and for people. It is, but you need to. Because once you understand the TM, trust me, it makes a lot of things easy. And I think a lot of people go into relationships and marriages not having grace.
For their partners.
None.
Or even themselves.
Or for themselves first. Because if you have grace for yourself, then you know that whatever it is that you've entered into and you sign contract with, it's not something to just walk away from 2 seconds. Not trying to say everybody's situation is the same, because now we have to disclaim our sensitive times. We're not saying this for everybody. Of course not. Take what you can from this and throw it the rest away. But everybody needs to understand that grace is needed for everything.
So is that grace that you kind of wedding? Like what's Bimbo's fairy tale? Let's dream a little bit.
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Fairy tale wedding? Where do you want to get married? A destination or home?
Oh no, home. Let me tell you. Oh, let me tell you why. You see, I like money. And every destinated wedding I've been to, I've noticed that my uncles and the big men that do come there, they don't
really share envelope.
Yeah.
Because they bought tickets.
Yeah. And spent big money.
Yeah, to get there.
So if I thought they share envelope, it's not to you, they will give it to your parents.
Oof.
So pay envelope will be given to my mother, not to me. No. You see, the last time you gave me money, pay uncle, was when I was 10. Now you go and greet them 50 times. Bimbo, bye. What's the next film that you're doing right now? Your daddy will be proud of you. Okay, uncle, I'm going. Okay, bye. Uncle, I'm going. Bye. So it's on that wedding day that they'll be saving all of it. That wedding that we collect. So no, I'm getting married.
Sense. Also, do you want a big wedding or a small wedding?
Really small, contrary to what people think. I don't like. First of all, I have anxiety around a lot of people. Just people, crowds. I don't do it. So it's going to be very, very intimate.
I don't want a small
for sure. No, what I mean small, it's going to be lit. But the world is not going to be. No, my wedding. What? I'm a dancer of life.
I trust
you. We're going to have DJ
you talked
engagement.
about people dancing at weddings. That video you did was so crazy.
No, you see, people need to understand that with everything in this life, there should be balance. Even the Bible says don't do things in excess, do things in moderation. Some of you do things too much. TM, you will tell your bridesmaid that they should wear long pencil skirts. Next thing, they will get to the dance floor. Okay, now it's time for Bimbo and Kole to come. Oh yeah, before you know, you say, Auntie has pulled her skirts. She has pulled the long dress all the way here. She has off shoe. She's giving you toilet. She's giving you everything is shaking. The week before.
That week one.
No. I'm not saying, and apparently I'm hearing after this video now that some brides actually insist, like some couples will tell you, make sure you dance to the T. Make sure you, and I'm like, guys, what happened to the weddings?
Dancing with the I don't believe in your week coming
They
up
do these things because, honestly speaking, people just want their weddings to trend. And I'm just like, guys, don't focus on those things.
I think I'm going to be a bridezilla.
Enjoy your wedding.
I can tell that I will be a
human zilla.
I think so.
So now imagine a bride.
I feel like I'm going to
without
be like,
how you are.
I will probably be like, guys, this is what I want. If it's not this, it's that.
It's your sisters that I wish good luck, but they've dealt with you all this while.
They could have. I think all my friends and the people who are still in my life, I'm the kind of person that I don't like throwing parties because I don't know how to relax. I start to look after everyone. So I want to have a wedding where I don't have to do that.
Do anything.
Because even when I have planners for my parties, I'm the girl who is still like, have you eaten? Have you done this? Planner where you? So I'll always be
that will never stop.
Are people having fun? Are people, instead of really focusing on me? You. And then the party's over the next day.
And
I can't even remember because I was spent,
But guess what? Let me tell you, I'm going to bust your brain and it's going to happen. Because it's your second time and it's going to be your last. Girl, guess what you're going to do? You're going to take it all in.
You think so?
I don't understand you're talking now. Just watch. When it happen, all of us go come, remember this video. We go, they laugh, say, look, this TM. Trust me, you will want to take it in. Let me tell you why.
I just want someone I like, Jesus.
No, it will be someone you like, but you will take it in because you realize again that you know what, you're finally at that place, and that place, like I'm saying, is not even about even the person you're marrying per se. It's about your state of mind.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, perfect notes. Thank you so much for being a part of this episode. I always bring the people that I know you guys are going to have a great time listening to. I pick the guests according to how deep and how exciting and how grounded they are. I hope you guys have had an amazing time on Toke Moments. Catch you on the next episode.